Hey, what's up, everybody? How you guys doing? Welcome to episode 9 of the Real Estate Talk. I'm Abel Mensur.
I'm Burhan Khan. How's everyone doing today?
What's up, Brian? I'm doing all right, man. How are you?
We're getting through the Columbus Day weekend, and we're losing the really nice weather, unfortunately. It's supposed to be really frigid this week here in Northern Virginia.
We got Halloween coming. We got the colder weathers and everything in the DMV. That drastic change from like 75 to now like almost 42 degrees is going to happen.
Yeah, but you know
ready
what?
For it?
The weekends are going to be nice, though. So tomorrow is supposed to be really frigid heading into Wednesday and Thursday, but hopefully the weekends stay nice because we usually don't get that.
Yeah, but we work during the weekend, so we can't really enjoy it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man. So today's episode, man, I wanted to kind of talk about something that came in my table over the weekend, and is the Quartz District that's being built in Woodbridge, and why I think Woodbridge is going to be this next area that's going to be booming if it's already not. What do you think?
I think Woodbridge has been booming over the past several years. Right after the recession in 2008, Woodbridge, along with other areas in Northern Virginia, just fell apart as far as real estate market values.
Yeah.
But ever since COVID, Woodbridge has spiked up. I had a couple clients that sold their properties, out of fear in 2020, saying, "Oh no, the crash is happening. Let me dump the properties."
Yeah.
Ever since, the properties have doubled in value ever since COVID.
That's awesome, man. So it's funny because we just recently bought in Woodbridge, and I had a distant relative when I was telling them like who he lived in this area for a while, and I was telling him, "Hey, I'm thinking about buying in Woodbridge." And he goes, "What? Woodbridge? That's Hoodbridge." And he's like,
it's known as Hood Ridge.
Hood Ridge, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, "You shouldn't invest in that area." But and a lot of people have that stigma, but where we bought, I mean, it's beautiful. It's a nice like gated community. It's nice. I looking around in my area, I'm like, "Oh, this area is going to be up and coming even more."
What was interesting is Woodbridge has all these different areas, right? You got Lake Ridge, you got Occoquan, you got
is
Dale
Occoquan
City.
Considered Woodbridge, or
Occoquan is part of Woodbridge. Woodbridge as a whole area, you got a city, right? Just like you got different cities in Northern Virginia.
Yeah.
Woodbridge has different areas,
sections. Okay.
Sections. You have Lake Ridge, you have Occoquan, you have Dale City. And Dale City used to be considered one of the roughest areas, but believe it or not, especially since it has Potomac Mills, Dale City has completely been gentrified. Dale City is a really nice area now compared to years ago.
Yeah, and like I told you the other day, something came across my table where they're building this thing. It's called like the Quartz District, and they're gonna put a Whole Foods in there, and it's gonna be huge. They're gonna have I think it was 139 acres. The whole it's gonna be located on Minnieville and Spriggs. They're changing that intersection. They're adding like a tunnel, and then it's gonna be really nice. I think all in all, it's a big project from the city of Woodbridge, along with some private investors. So I feel like that's gonna be something that's gonna help the area as far as property value as well.
Exactly. And I mentioned earlier, Woodbridge has Potomac Mills, the mall. I live in Alexandria. We don't have a mall.
Yeah.
But Woodbridge has a really nice mall in Potomac Mills that not only creates a lot of jobs, but let's say you want to go out and you just want to have a great time with friends and family, you can always go to Potomac Mills because it comes with everything.
Yeah.
It comes with restaurants, fine dining, a bunch of shops. Everything you need is right there. And
on top of that, the commute to DC is not that bad. Arlington, all the areas that would be jobs are, people can commute to them. It's for me, it takes about 45 minutes to get to Arlington, to get to Springfield here in the office. So it's kind of doable.
Yep, and actually Occoquan, which I mentioned earlier, has a VRE station. So a lot of people that work in DC, they just hop onto the VRE through Occoquan and then had to work using the Virginia Railway Express.
And the taxes are a little bit better in the Prince William County versus Fairfax County as well too, correct?
Yep, exactly. If you own property in Fairfax County, tax rates are ridiculous compared to Prince William County.
Okay. What are some other perks and advantages of potentially for people that are interested in moving into the Woodbridge area?
Woodbridge area, there are a lot of cheaper prices, as we talked, not just about taxes. If you live on rent in Fairfax County and you're looking to buy a house, the mortgage will be significantly cheaper in Woodbridge. So if you look at different areas, let's say you want to buy a condo or a townhouse, you might be able to get away. I've helped a few people recently buy property, and they're looking at mortgages under $2,000 in the Woodbridge area. Now, granted, these are condos or townhouses. And if you want a nice, large single-family house with a huge yard, it's possible in different areas of Woodbridge.
Yeah, now not for no $2,000, but it's possible.
I mean, yeah.
Like I said, I recently moved to Woodbridge, and I mean, our community is nice, like I stated earlier, and it's a lot cleaner than Alexandria. And
That's true.
I just being completely transparent, because we lived in Alexandria the first year, and then we moved over and bought the house in Woodbridge, and now it's a little bit more quote unquote country in a sense, because not as much big buildings, a lot of single family homes, a lot of townhomes, but it has its advantages. Everything that you can get in Alexandria, you can also get in Woodbridge without the headache, in a sense. I'll put it that way, right?
Correct. Everything is there for the opportunity. And also, if you want to start a business in Woodbridge, it's a lot easier versus Fairfax County, D.C. You have to go through Prince William County, which is in Manassas. You have to submit the permit there. The lease rates are a lot cheaper. And the whole business process of setting up a permit for your business is way easier in Woodbridge overall than it is compared to other parts of Northern Virginia.
And people are moving more south as things go, right? So
correct.
That there's that potential of your property value growing, and especially like with this courts district being built, with the VRE,
Virginia Railway Express.
The Virginia Railway Express roads and access points that you're able to get into Woodbridge in multiple ways, from I-95 to taking Ox Road. I think the other day we drove from Fairfax to Woodbridge in under 20 minutes.
Yeah. So another intersection is Old Bridge Road and 123, which is Ox Road. I think they're talking about a project on that too, because you'll see so much traffic from Ox Road, which is the end of 123, and there's so many people. You probably experienced it, Abel.
I've been on that road where I've been there for a minute.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're talking about working on a project. There's a rumor.
Yeah.
So if they end up working on that project, that would be great for everyone, because all the time I cross that road and I'm backed up in that traffic for, who knows how long.
Yeah.
So they need to work on that.
And a lot of that area is, there isn't really a lot of new development, but there's some nicer homes. I mean, our home was built, I think, in 99.
Yeah.
So that's not too bad. I mean, some parts in this area have homes all the way as early as like the 1800s.
That's the other funny part, because all the time buyers tell me, we don't want these old houses. Yeah. And they just can't afford them. So they're stuck with going south, They have to end up going south in order to afford newer houses.
Newer builds, yeah, because in the city of Alexandria, or just Alexandria, just in general in Alexandria, the houses are a lot older than the houses that are further south.
Yep. Another interesting part is there's this Prince William Parkway, right?
Yeah.
It goes from Woodbridge to Manassas. And then you probably notice going down Prince William Parkway, there's this huge strip of land. Not a lot of people know this, but the Washington Commanders bought a lot of that land.
Yes, yeah.
So their lease over in Landover, Maryland, that stadium, ends in 2027.
Yeah.
So it's not final yet, but there's a lot of rumors that
they're going to be moving over there, and if that's going to just skyrocket if that happens.
Values, yeah. But there's this rumor right now. There's a lot of speculation. They'll be moving to Woodbridge. They'll be moving to Ashburn. But the state of Virginia, they always give so many tax advantages to all these bigger businesses, which includes the NFL, to move to the state of Virginia instead of being in Maryland or D.C. for that matter.
Well, so if they're buying up a lot of this land, and I got to do some more research, I mean, wouldn't they break ground in that? So
yeah, I mean, something would have to happen by now. But trust me, these NFL teams, they can get things done in a year.
Which makes sense, because that courts district that I was telling you is right on Prince William Parkway.
There you go.
So if they develop that, and that's getting developed, and that's actually starting next year, which is in a couple months. But you have that, then you have that strip of land that you said on Prince William Parkway that's being built. That's a lot of good signs. I mean, that they're not just building that just cause they're foreshadowing into the future.
Exactly.
So that would be pretty.
That would be huge for Woodbridge. But everyone has a mixed opinion. Some people that live in Woodbridge say, "Oh no, I would not want the Commanders to move here because traffic will be ridiculous on Sundays."
But that's what they're doing to address it. Like I told you, they're building that. They're reconstructing that road to make it more accessible and less of a traffic burden.
Correct. That's true, actually.
So if you get that fixed, then as you go, because there's not a lot of new builds in the Woodbridge area. There are some, but there's a whole bunch of land that's not in use. And the fact that you said that and I didn't know this, but that they've bought a whole bunch of land. They're not just buying it for just to have it, right?
Well, no, you never know. Whenever you buy land, and this is a real estate fact, you can buy land, hold on to it, and it's an asset, right? And there are tax advantages to that.
Well, look, I'm gonna let any Commander football player know now. If you guys do move to Woodbridge, Burhan and Abel are your real estate agents.
There you go.
We definitely know the area real well.
Come see us.
We'll help you guys get into the type of housing that you want.
Or anywhere in Northern Virginia.
Exactly. You're not tied to just Woodbridge, okay? So that's very promising things, honestly, to know that these things are happening. Then where can people find this information if they want to know more about like the Commanders and then potentially come in?
Just do your research and do your due diligence, research online, and then you can find out a lot more about it.
Awesome. What do you think? Do you want them to come to Woodbridge?
To be honest, it'd be great. It would help all Northern Virginia property values go up. I just want them to come to Virginia. You know, I'm big on Virginia.
Yeah,
I would love.
It's funny to me that the people in Virginia are big Commander fans, but why don't they just become like the Alexandria Commanders or
DC?
The DC?
They have to be called DC because we're a DC area
in the metro. I always thought that was kind of funny, like because this area has two teams. You have Baltimore and you have the Commanders, and they just recently had it. So let me be the first to apologize to you as a Commanders fan about what happened, but it's promising.
Yeah,
they're not. They're 4-2 now, but they look like they're about to be a pretty decent team.
Yeah, they have a good shot of winning the NFC East division this year, which hasn't happened for a minute.
Yeah, well, they got little broed by the Ravens. Yeah, but it's okay. It was a good game. It was entertaining.
Don't worry, DC's still better than Baltimore, even though we lost.
I know, right? There you go. Yeah. So the Woodbridge area has a lot of malls, or there's
Potomac Mills.
Potomac Mills. They got a whole bunch of shopping center, anything that you can get. In any part of the country, it's there in Woodbridge.
Correct.
You don't have everything. There are people that move to Woodbridge and they don't necessarily, especially if they work remotely and work from home, they can get everything they want. There's nightlife, there's entertainment,
correct,
nice fine dining. It's essentially its own standalone city to where, because some of these places, like I'll give you an example, like if I move to La Plata. If I want to do anything, and La Plata's in Southern Maryland, if I want to do anything, I still gotta come back towards.
Drive all the way up 210. And that's gonna take a minute. That's gonna take literally over an hour just to get to DC without traffic.
Yeah. So one of the perks of Woodbridge is that you don't necessarily have to leave Woodbridge to get into certain kind of things.
Correct.
And if the football team comes and more things happen, which it seems like things are starting to grow, that's going to be a good sign for that city to come.
Yep, and there's a lot more. There's Prince William Forest. A lot of people want to go there for hikes. There's an ice skating ring. There's so many overseen things that a lot of the Woodbridge community doesn't know about, and you just have to do your research and due diligence to find out more about it.
Yeah, no, that's very true. I definitely, as a resident of Woodbridge now, I definitely got to start looking at more things and figuring out what's there to do. How is the taxes, government, and everything there? Is it you got Prince William County, so it's the county of.
So you have the county tax and the state tax. Mm-hmm. When you own property, you're mostly charged by the county, and most people don't know this, but as a citizen, you always have the right to look up every single county and municipality in this country, go to their financials, they're all public information, and you can just go online and see all those tax revenues, where they're spending their money, because they have to spend them on the roads, they have to spend them on the new malls being constructed, they have to spend them on any new shopping centers, all the other, on the police, the expenses on our Prince William County Police, the school buses, the schools. And all the time people complain, oh, the teachers aren't being paid enough, or other complaints in general, right?
Yeah.
Well, as a citizen, if you want to know where the money's going, just go online to the public records of your county and you can see the financials.
Yeah. And actually, it's kind of cool. The VDOT is what
Virginia Department of Transportation.
They there was a pothole that happened near my house, and my wife put in the notice or the complaint, and I bullshit you not, the next day they came in and repaired that pothole.
There we go. See,
so
that's what the county's for. And if you don't pay your taxes, right? Let's say real estate, you don't pay your real estate taxes, they're going to place a tax lien on your property.
Yeah.
So you have to pay. You know, just like if you get pulled over by a cop and you don't pay the speeding ticket.
Yeah.
Then slowly you're going to lose your license, right?
Yeah. No,
Same thing applies.
Yeah, no, that's very interesting. We're gonna continue to do more research on Woodbridge and try to bring that information to you guys as it goes. But for now, I think we're gonna leave it at that, and hopefully, people got a little bit of information about Woodbridge. I do think it's a great place to invest.
It is. It's growing, and it'll continuously grow, especially over the next decade. If you want to buy in Woodbridge, you might be tapped out.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's definitely true. Well, we're going to end it there. I'm Abel.
I'm Burhan.
And we'll catch you guys next week.
Have a good one.